Hi guys, welcome back to the second video. Now, in the last video, we created an address and we funded it from the Supra CLI. Today, we're taking it a notch higher by creating and deploying our first smart contract. Now, this is going to be massive, and as usual, we're going to start by going to the folder where we set up our CLI. And I am in there, and I'm simply going to enter the CLI shell by running docker exec. And when I'm in, according to the doc right here, remember that what I told you in the last video, your configs folder is actually bound to the Supra configs folder within your host machine, and this will be visible in this tutorial. Okay, so we're in, and you'll see the effect of the binding right now because currently we are in the CLI shell. So what we're interacting with is actually the container on our Docker image. But then, according to the guide, we're supposed to create our first move workspace folder, and this will be done within the configs file. Let me open this so it's more understandable. From our first video, after we initialized our CLI, this folder was created, and this is the folder that is bound to our container on the image. So we're going to cd into the configs file on the container. So I'm just going to do that, and I'll leave this open so you can see the changes. Cd config. Okay, I'm in, and then I'm going to make directory, the directory of our workspace, and we'll call it move underscore workspace. I will make the directory. And as you can see, this is automatically replicated here. Mind you, the folder we're working in is configs, but it is bound to Supra configs on the container. So that's a binding. Anywho, let's move forward. The next step would be to initialize our package. So we just created a folder that would hold our move package, but now we have to initialize it. And to initialize it, you have to run the Supra move tool init with the directory of your package and the name you want to call it. So I'm just going to paste that here, and I think we should just go with example contracts like stated in the doc. But since we're working in configs and not in the move, since we're working in here and not in here, we'll just leave the directory. But if you're not working, if you're working directly inside move workspace folder, you would not need the package-dir argument. So we'll just run this to initialize our package. Okay. Now let's check. In our move package, we have all this, including our manifest file, the move.toml file. And I believe that is where we would be starting off first. Firstly, we will need to go and update the address right here. We need to input our address, the profile we generated in the first video. We need to input it here as our address so it gets populated automatically. We don't have to type in every file. So I am going to just pull our profile. I'm going to pull our profile with Supra profile -l, and this shows us our address. Okay, I enter my password. Okay, and now our address is visible, so I'm just going to copy this first, and in our manifest file, paste, then copy our address, our account address, and put it in here. All right, that should do. So we paste and we close, and that automatically saves our address for wherever it's going to be used in the future. Now we need to write our first module. This module will contain two functions, and it's a basic module provided by Supra in the docs. to help you get up to speed quick. So writing the first module, you need to create an example.move file. It can be anything. You can call it anything, but I'll be sticking with the documentation for learning's sake. So I'm going to go into the source file as directed. And then I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it example.move. Example.move. And then copy this code. So I'm just going to copy the code, paste. And as you can see right here, this is a module that contains two functions. The first function transfers a specified amount to two destinations, two addresses, while the second simply views the balance of an address. So that is all set up. We have our module now. And yeah, this is just a few more details about the module. Now it's time to compile and publish. So to compile our code, we need to do something. Okay, yeah. Just run supraMove to compile, then the directory of where our module is. Alright. So what we are exporting is example contract. An example contract is found inside the workspace. So I just run this. Let me be sure. Okay, let's wait for that to compile. And as you can see here, this is the code that we used earlier on. But we would not need to do this since we already funded our profile on the first video. It holds 5 super. So we won't need any faucets for now. We'll just wait for it to compile and then we'll deploy. Okay, our compilation is done and you can see the results down here. So now it's time to publish. So we simply copy the code to publish and paste it down here still. And execute. So the publishing is almost done. The password entered. The value of the gas, I'll just agree. The value should just set. And then the price of 100 points, I'll agree. And then our publishing is almost done. And we have successful down here. So executed successfully. This means that we have successfully published our move package. Now in the next video, we are going to be interacting with this package. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Catch you on the next one.